just setting up here. So what I would love to talk about today here is about sexuality and business, because I've been getting some slack from some sisters that I noticed that I'm touching on some points that people have some uncomfortableness talking about, being open. And I feel like a part of my mission in life, this journey that I'm on, is to shine light on us, that we're beautiful, sacred beings that are also sensual and sexual and spiritual. And this is something today that I want to share, because some things have happened to me recently that are making me aware of how my openness level is a little different than the average bear. And the way that I have learned about healing is to talk about things, to share, to be open, instead of keeping things inside. So I usually try to be as positive as possible when I do anything on Facebook, because I really don't, I know that everything is perfect. Everything is happening on purpose. So it's all an opportunity to grow. And what I want to do in this little video is I want to talk about my personal, because that's all I can talk about, right? Well, things that I've noticed ever since coming back from my Tantra training, which was amazing. First and foremost, I just have to give a shout out to Lourdes Starshara Pollock and Kathleen Cienfuegas. I am a pelvic floor physical therapist, PT for 21 years, okay? And I had sexual trauma when I was 14 years old. And for a lot of years of my life, I thought sex was painful, okay? And I literally made myself orgasm the first time ever that I did it by myself was when I was 37 years old. 37 years old, okay? And as that was happening, it was after my divorce, because I used to rely on my partner for sexual pleasure. And I thought that wasn't what I was supposed to do to pleasure myself. I didn't give myself permission to even touch my body in that way because of the way that I was programmed. You know, we're all running on programs. And then I became a pelvic floor physical therapist, and I think I was mostly curious too because I had trauma. So I was wondering, well, what are other women feeling? It's not something we talk about. And then recently I learned about this Tantra training, and Tantra was kind of like this elusive word that I was curious about, but I never really went to a Tantra anything because of the judgment, you know, like, what is that? Is that just people wanting to have sex with each other, you know? And so because I know Lourdes, and I know she's an amazing, brilliant, smart, dynamic, lively woman that I've met a few times, I was drawn to her magnetic energy to learn from her. And I've been spending this whole past year really diving deep into self-love and being my own source of love, and not just talking about it, but living it. And because I feel I wanted to get love from other people most of my life, the codependent living life. And I want to talk about this because ever since I did this training, my life has changed. I received a yoni massage where I just lay there like a goddess, and another goddess is pleasuring me and helping to stimulate my kundalini energy, and is loving me in a very nurturing way. She's sending this beautiful, loving sisterhood energy so that I can feel more deeply my own creation energy, my soul energy. And initially I was a little resistant because of the judgments about this. You know, I never had a woman touch my vagina before in a pleasurable way, and definitely not my OB-GYN. You know, I had this traumatic experience where my OB-GYN stuck her finger up my anus, okay, and she didn't even tell me she was going to do that. So that's my past memories of doctors or anybody other than my ex-husband touching me down there. So there was, and then, you know, other things that happened to me. So me laying down to receive this yoni massage by one of the Tantra practitioners, we partnered up. It was such a beautiful experience for me, and I got to notice my judgments as this was happening, because I practice meditation and I know to be the witness, right? And to witness my ego stepping in and judging. And I was like, nope, I'm going to get my money's worth. I want to be a Tantra practitioner and integrate this beautiful spiritual way of embracing our sexuality so much that I'm going to do whatever it takes to overcome these barriers that I impose on myself. And it's not just in this area. I've imposed barriers in other areas in myself, in my life, and limited myself from experiencing fully the awesomeness, the rawness of whatever it is that life is wanting to bring me. So there's so much metaphor in this, in life, you know, in Tantra, in receiving a yoni massage. And recently, I mean, I'm so excited about integrating pelvic floor physical therapy with yoni massage and bringing the combination of working with the mindset of a woman, working with her physical body and the deepest muscles, and also working with her intuitive body wisdom abilities and there's her soul, her breath, you know, impacting women on all levels, which I feel that's what the world needs. Integrative healing, integrative therapists, healers, guides, activators, coaches, where we're looking at the whole person and not just focusing on her shoulder or her hip or her knee, as though her emotions have no importance on her musculoskeletal system. But that's how I was trained as a physical therapist, was to look purely at the muscles, bones, joints, and nerves, and to stay in your scope of practice. So I myself, when I went to my pelvic floor physical therapy course, training, intensive, I could feel how reductionistic the training was. And when I went to the Tantra training and we were learning about prostate massage and how to massage, so it was for men and women, not just to work with women, yoni massage, how the whole person, her emotions, her chakra system, her vibration is a part of this work. And I was just like, oh my God, I am so excited, because all I ever really wish to do is to serve the highest capacity and to be living life to the fullest. And I was so grateful to have experienced the yoni massage. And I mean, I felt my awesomeness of my sexual power, my sexual empowerment, because I didn't have to do anything with my hands. I didn't have to stimulate myself at all. It was all about leaning back and allowing myself to be receiving myself being stimulated and stimulating my Kundalini energy, and just a time to adore my essence. And I thought, wow, you know, I would love to be a facilitator for this for women and also men. But I'm not going to talk too much about that. That won't go to the Soulfish Sisterhood, where I'm going to be sharing about those experiences. Because right now I really want to dive deep and not just be this woman who is whole body orgasmic. I'm very curious to see how my clients who I've been working with pre-Tantra training, how now I've worked with like already 7 women that were my clients before the Tantra training, and now I've integrated the Tantra massage, the Kundalini awakenings, the yoni massage, and all of my clients love it. Okay, the thing is, they're not open necessarily, all of them, to make videos and sharing the testimonial. You know, it's kind of a personal thing. And I've had to like write up testimonials where they're anonymous names, because there's such a judgment about sexuality, and that's okay. I'm doing my best here, but I have no shame about this, because I used to be a orgasm-less woman. I did not ever have a whole body orgasm, okay? I did not have that until when I was in a relationship, actually, and my ex-boyfriend is an amazing lover, and my whole body was just moving like this, and I was like, wow, you know, it was like riding a bucking bronco. My body was so alive, and it was because I felt so safe with my partner that I could open myself up to myself. But what I've discovered in working with the women that I've worked with thus far is that it doesn't actually have to do with the person that you're interacting with. It's all in your mind, okay? Because when a woman really wants it, she goes for it. And this is where it's just simply touching yourself, touching your thighs, touching your cheeks. You don't even have to touch your genitals. You are orgasmic, and you can touch yourself anywhere. It could be so sensual to just rub your forehead and your hair and just be so beautiful. Adoring your body. So it's how you bring yourself into the present moment that can make it sensual and sexual and fun and flirty and playful. And this is one of the most beautiful things that I've discovered, how it's my mindset about anything that causes me to have the experience that I'm having, okay? Because I used to really not like business courses, okay? And then I was like, wait a minute, I have to be honoring the masculine and the feminine in me, and if I wish to be a successful entrepreneur, I'm gonna have to love going to my business courses. And I signed up for Marie Forleo, and I did another course with Danielle Laporte and Michelle Villalobos and Nancy Matthews. But initially there was resistance with me going to these things. And now look, next week I'm going to the Unconference. I just was on the panel for Michelle Villalobos, Speak to Serve. So do you see how this transformation happens? I used to work in a room. I work at the Carillon, which used to be the Canyon Ranch, and I used to work with my eyes closed and just be intuiting, feeling energy and guiding people in their energetic body. And today, because I'm a single mom too, that motivates me to be my highest, most authentic version of myself and really embrace my gifts and monetize my magic. Why not, And I have to say, ever since I came back after post yoni massage experience, I feel extra delicious. I feel my full orgasmic power, empowerment, my fully embodied, sexually empowered goddess energy that is so creative, and it's just fueling me to keep going, regardless of whether that makes people feel uncomfortable or not. And recently I was at this event, and I could see in the crowd, just talking about what I do, I could feel that it was triggering women. And I know that business women are very much developed in their masculine, and we have to be that developed in the masculine to be successful entrepreneurs. However, the fact that we have fear about our sexuality, the feminine energy is just as important as the masculine. It's just that we have a bias, and I'm generalizing here, okay? And I'm doing my best to choose the words that are not going to offend people, because I don't want to offend people, and I'm human. But sometimes people laugh at me when I say what I do. Business women laugh and say, "Oh, yoni massage," like it's so funny. And when I'm actually doing this service for women, it is such a sacred, intimate, nurturing, safe, beautiful experience that I get emotional. It's like giving birth. When I do these yoni massages for women, and mind you, that's not all I do. Like now women are like, are you going to massage my yoni? And I say, no, I do the ALVA Method. Have you not been around on Facebook? I created this approach that integrates mindset, body, vibrational body, looking at your whole self and helping you to vibrate from the inside out what you wish to create and what you wish to attract. Because you could do all the business courses, you could take all the NLP, all the Psych-K, I took Psych-K, all the EFT tapping, okay? But if your vagina and your deep vagina muscles, the cervical area is tight like this and holding on to a lot of pain and tension and judgment, and she's like this, which a lot of us are tight asses and tight vaginas too, tight pussies, you're just gonna have to work extra hard doing your tapping and doing your Psych-K and whatever else. What if you had a facilitator that has her finger inside you after you've taken an hour massage and chakra balancing with sound healing, aromatherapy, beautiful music, laying on a heated table that vibrates. This is the setup in my healing oasis where I do the healing work. And then if you feel ready to go deeper in yourself, I can facilitate this service, which is done with the utmost respect, in the most sacred way. And the room even is warmer for you not to feel cold. So there's attention to every little detail for you to, just like when you give birth, it's the same feeling. I feel like I'm a doula that's birthing your orgasmic, that is there to hold space for you to birth your orgasmic self, your orgasmic, multiple orgasmic self, and whole body orgasmic self, and your Kundalini awakening. You're giving birth to an awakened you. That's what I feel like I have been doing these past couple weeks. And I feel like that's what happened to me. I mean, can you even see in my face? I have this different face where it's because my vagina is open. She's so supple and juicy and healthy. And I'm 44 years old. And there's some women that are 44 years old and they're dry and they're going through major hot flashes, imbalances, or not feeling good once a month in their menstrual cramps. So when I get my menstruation, I don't feel anything. I do definitely feel a little like I want to rest. That does happen to me, but I don't experience bloating. I don't have cramps. I'm still horny, okay? I still would love to have sex. It doesn't take away from just because my uterus is, releasing like that. And I'm sorry if any of what I say offends you. Actually, maybe I shouldn't say I'm sorry, but I don't wish to offend people. I want to be conscious of, I want to reach as many people as I can and get them hooked on themselves, because this is really their souls. This is really what this work is about. Can you imagine being self-sufficient as a woman? You're your own business person. You're your own goddess love source. Your children benefit so much from you not being needy and codependent. And we're teaching women, little girls, 13-year-olds, like my daughter's 13, and she gets to see her mommy, a pleasurable woman, a light woman that is, loves her work, loves her business, and making time to be with her, also nurturing the relationship, and being conscious about what is it that I want to create. And if anything, I notice even her little friends, they love to come over and be with us, and they tell her, your mom's so cool, your mom's so chill. And I notice the effect, from myself being my own source of loving and orgasmic source. And mind you, I'm all for having a partner that matches you in this beautiful co-creative relating and honoring you. So I'm totally for, right now in my life, I've gone through so much that what I want to create is a monogamous, intimate, tantric, spiritual, committed, beautiful relationship with a partner in the future. When I meet him, I want to be his friend, and I want us to develop a beautiful emotional connection before we jump into it too fast, which is what my MO has been in the past. And so I'm just sharing the God honest truth here, because some people might be like, oh my God, do you have sex with everyone because you're a Tantra practitioner? No. If anything, becoming a Tantra practitioner has made me more aware of the energy of sex, the energy of intimacy, and how important it is to align with a person that can appreciate you and meet you there, because you're so worth it. You're so worthy of having a whole body orgasmic experience with somebody. And I think before I was settling for almost Mr. Right, because of my own unworthiness, my own feeling like, oh my God, am I really going to meet somebody that is spiritual, smart, I love, that's committed, that loves my daughter. And so I had all these insecurities, questioning, could that ever be? And I'm so grateful that I signed up for the Ready to Love Again program that I'm doing with Gladys Diaz. that I'm doing this Ready to Love Again program now with Michelle Rosa and Gladys Diaz, and Gladys said, Michelle, you can have it all. You don't have to settle for anyone, and you don't have to think that it's going to be difficult. Because what I've done is I've focused so much on my business and developing myself this past year, especially since I've been single, officially single, and my daughter also, just really being there for her, because in the past I don't think I was paying enough attention as a newly divorced mom, how much she would need me emotionally. So I have had to forgive myself for lacking in those areas before, and it's made me grow and think about, how do I interact with my daughter? Like, it's really important for her to have time with me, and I need to ask her about her homework, what's going on in school, and when's your next test, and not just assume that she's going to do everything herself, because she was raised as a Montessori child. But Mast Academy is definitely an intense school, and now she shares with me how she did on her test. She shows me, what's the next test that she's going to have. We review math, and I feel like I'm genuinely there for her, where before I was checked out. I was not really realizing how much she needed me after the divorce, which was 7 years ago. But I feel like just now, 7 years later, I'm getting these things, and it's okay. I don't have to be hard on myself about it. So anyway, I've talked about a lot of things right now. I would love to know, if you're a businesswoman and you're listening to this video, do you feel that you're connected to your orgasmic, sensual, creative, playful, joyful, spontaneous, surrendering, allowing energy? Do you think it's important for your business? So I'm super excited because I just came back from Michelle Villalobos Speak to Serve, and Michelle was sharing some of her main points of what she feels is important in a businesswoman. And she's a amazing coach, and she's inspired me. She's the one that said, Michelle, you need to call what you do the ALVA Method. So I'm so grateful for her. She was talking about desire, and how desire is so important for business, and to be authentic, to be your whole true self. And in my mind, I was thinking, oh my God, yoni massage is such a great technique, treatment, approach to awaken business women, mothers, women that are married, that are just in these average relationships where, even as a businesswoman, you might be in an average business. So yoni massage, the tantra work, I feel is such a great way to open you to your magical, energetic, and vibrant self, and to be more creative. Because when you open up that creative energy inside you, you get these downloads, these intense dreams, and it's a way of releasing also. A lot of times women will cry in the session and just have a cathartic release of the past. I worked with women that have had endometriosis, polycystic ovarian syndrome, fibroids, fibromyalgia, have had abortions. It's amazing how many women have had abortions, and nobody talks about healing this. But it's a massive trauma when you have to abort a baby or have a miscarriage. And I've also worked with women with infertility, women that want to get pregnant, but they're disconnected from their sexuality. So if you want to get pregnant and you're disconnected from your sexual energy, getting pregnant is going to be harder. So instead of doing just the injections, that's not that fun, get a yoni massage. I'm also here for couples. If you want to get some coaching on how to pleasure your man, or how to teach your man how to pleasure you, I'm also here for that as a support. So share with me, what do you think? Is any of this resonating? Do you feel resistance? If you're resisting this video or anything I said, share with me that also. You don't have to be happy, joy, accept everything. Let's just feel. Let's feel what shit comes up for us, because I know a lot of shit came up for me when I started on this path. Just to get me to sign up for the pelvic floor physical therapy course 3 years ago, that was a big shift for me, because I felt this calling to work with vaginas, but then there was a judgment about it. Like, what are people going to think about me? I'm not a lesbian. Can I really be touching vaginas? So this is what was in my head, okay? And now it's just, I feel like such an honor that I can be a service to women to open up And when we heal the root chakra and the sacral chakra, everything else opens up so much easier. And like I said before, I feel like a lot of us are functioning from the waist up in business, and everything, a lot of what's happening is from the up here. So when we go down there and we go deep inside there, wow, it's so powerful. So can you imagine your doctor saying, oh, you have, you want to get pregnant? Or, oh, you have back pain? Like my clients clear back pain when they have their experience of release. The shoulder pain goes away, the back pain, the jaw pain. So can you imagine your doctor writing a prescription? You need to see Michelle, and you need to have a release session with her for all these things, all these imbalances, because this is what I fantasize and I visualize. Like, I'm so grateful that my doctors are referring for the yoni massage, the tantra sessions, because I mean, that's not all I do. Mind you, I'm a physical therapist, right? So I have to like keep reminding people that I'm not just doing the yoni. But the thing is that I have found it's like the main obstacle that I wasn't able to reach before the tantra training. So like, I've been doing amazing work with people, right? They've been having amazing healings. I've been doing this. And now adding in the component of the Kundalini awakening, the clitoral pleasuring, and the orgasmic G-spot meditation, adding those components, people are just having amazing experiences. Orgasmic healing experiences, healing gasms. So if you're open to learning more, I would love to offer you a free discovery call. And you can just email me privately and we'll schedule that. And let's go deeper. You know, even if you have judgments and you just want to talk to me and ask me questions, you're like, you know, he stirred up a lot of crap for me. I don't really understand this. I would love to spend some time sharing with you because I'm here for you. I'm here for the world. This is my mission. I feel God has put me, having my rape happen at 14, feeling abandoned at 12, you know, like all the things that have happened to me, not being orgasmic, and now being this totally connected, body embraced woman. I can't keep it inside. It could benefit so many people. And it's okay if you're resisting. Like, we've been so conditioned on this planet to shame ourselves, to judge ourselves. And it's time to stop, put an end to this. It's time to transition. That's why we're suffering. That's why the President of the United States is who he is, because we've allowed that to happen. So in my lifetime, I'm going to do everything possible to empower and inspire women to say, I'm going to run for president. I'm going to be the change that I wish to see in the world. And I'm doing it within my own capabilities. So it's all beautiful. It's all perfect. I am grateful for everything that's happening on the planet. And I'm just going to use whatever is coming up for me as an opportunity for me to share and just, you know, go full on out and be my fullest version of myself, because that's what I want for all of us, is to shine your brightest. Shine your beautiful gifts. Each one of us has that. So please go to Soulfish Sisterhood. That's my private Facebook group. Join that group. I'm going to put the link there, and reach out to me. Let's do a call. Let's connect, and let's just further expand this beautiful conversation. Have a beautiful day, and thank you for joining me. And if this video benefited you, share it with a friend. Don't keep it to yourself, okay? Let's share. Let's open up all women. And as we do this, we're healing the world. We're healing the men, and we're healing our children too. Thank you.